Hello and welcome to Just Jets, episode number 295. What is going on? I am Matt O'Leary. Today we're going to talk about the grand old fun topic of Aaron Glenn potentially being one and done. I've been asked about it all week long. I figured, you know what? The podcast is a good forum for me to get my thoughts off in long form content style. And it's fitting because we have a lot of calls to get through today. And some of the people ask about Aaron Glenn and Aaron Glenn's performance against the Denver Broncos from a coaching perspective is brought up a lot in the phone calls. So we're going to get into all of that. I wanted to tell you guys about a giveaway I'm doing, more of a game than a giveaway, but allow me to explain. So I'm doing a Win 50 Clash powered by People Guess. All you have to do to win $50 is predict if the Jets will win or lose this week against the Panthers and by how much. So click the link that'll be down below in the description to enter. The Clash is limited, so you want to sign up and do it ASAP. And if there's a tie, so like let's say you say the Jets are going to win by 3 points, and that's what happens. The Jets winning by 3 points. If 3 other people have that same answer, you're not splitting the money 3 ways. It's whoever answered the question first. So you want to get in on this as soon as you can. I'll reach out to the winner via email. I'll send you the $50 and we'll give you a shout out in a video as well. Thank you to People Guess for hosting this awesome game. Really excited to be playing in it. All right, the Aaron Glenn honeymoon phase is over. Very much over. The Jets are 0-6. They're losing games every week. The press conferences are getting more and more hostile by the week. And I've gotten this question a ton this week and in previous weeks. But we have to go into greater detail on if Aaron Glenn will be one and done this season or if he'll be fired in season. I had someone text me, do you think, if they're like 0-8 at the bye, are they going to pull the trigger? For what it's worth, I have a really hard time seeing an in-season firing. Almost a 0% chance that happens. For what? To make Steve Wilks the interim head coach, something he's done like 2 times already in his NFL career? Makes no sense. Everyone hates Steve Wilks. Nobody wants Steve Wilks to be the defensive coordinator from the fan base side I'm talking about. But you want to fire Aaron Glenn and for what? Just to make Steve Wilks the interim? I guess if your team tank, sure, they could do that. But I don't think that's a realistic scenario. I think if something, keyword being if something were to happen, it would be at the conclusion of the season. And I don't think this is a real conversation right now through the first 6 games of the year. I certainly didn't think so after 3 games, but with how the previous 3 games have gone against Miami, Dallas, and now Denver, feels like things are getting worse and the excuses are not there like it was against your first 3 opponents in Pittsburgh and Buffalo and Tampa Bay. Very different losing to those teams versus losing to Miami in the fashion that you did, Dallas in the fashion that you did, and Denver in the fashion that you did. Especially with like how the end of the first half happened this past week and some of the answers on Justin Fields, and it's just all-time bad vibes right now for this team. If the Jets go winless and or have the number 1 overall pick, I think this is a very real conversation that will be had. Now, if right now the unforeseeable happens and say they win like 4 games, am I predicting them to win 4 more games the rest of the year? No, but it's the NFL. Did anyone think Atlanta was beating Buffalo last night? Did anyone think the Jets would be within 2 points of the Denver Broncos and hold them to what was 13? Was it 13-11 final score or something gross? Whatever. No, nobody did. So you don't know. It's a week-to-week league. Things could obviously change, but it doesn't look good right now. And I'm not picking them. I don't think they'll win 4 more games based on how they've played. But if they do, then yeah, I think Aaron Glenn is back. I don't think, if they're 4-13 with the 6th pick, that they're going to move on. Heck, even, 3-14 with like the 3rd pick, he's probably back. But 0-17, a flat-out winless season, or a 1-16 season, and if they end up with the first pick in the draft, does Woody Johnson bite the bullet? And that's the only question I think you have to ask yourself. Woody Johnson's on the hook for Aaron Glenn for 5 years. 5 years. Would he pull the plug on it and pay out those 4 additional years that are on Aaron Glenn's contract after this 1 year? I lean towards he wouldn't. I'm not saying it's the right or wrong decision, but I almost have a hard time thinking that he would go out and do that unless it's embarrassingly bad. And 0-17, and if they're playing like this and it's still the bad vibes and the press conferences and the whole thing, that's maybe where this becomes a real conversation. And the reason why it makes sense in a way is because you just look at what happened with the Tennessee Titans this week. They fired their second-year head coach 6 weeks into the season after drafting a rookie quarterback. So you take a quarterback first overall, Cam Ward. He's not playing well. The team doesn't look good at all. And the coach is fired through 6 weeks. So now the quarterback has to learn a new system in back-to-back years, right? First year in the NFL, your coach gets fired. You're going to get a new coach and learn a new system. Or the Bears, who kept, Matt Eberflus for another year. And now Caleb Williams is learning a new system in back-to-back years. It's tough enough making the jump from college football to the NFL. And if the Jets are in a spot where they have the number one pick and they're going to take a quarterback, whoever that may be, do you trust the GM and the coach? Because if you think there's a strong chance they're going to be fired after year 2, are you better off moving on a year early than be late on it? I don't know. I guess yes, right? Because you want to give your quarterback the best possible chance to succeed. And to be very similar to what happened with Mike Maccagnan and Todd Bowles. After 2018, the Jets fire Todd Bowles. They keep Mike Maccagnan at the time. They hire Adam Gase. And then a few months later, Mike Maccagnan gets fired. That was totally ass backwards, but it completely derailed the development of Sam Darnold. And it's a risk that you run if Aaron Glenn's coming back for year 2 and you're taking a quarterback number 1 overall. That's a situation that I don't think you want to be in. But if you're asking me today, should Aaron Glenn be one and done? And I have to answer right now on October 14th, recording this, October 15th by the time you're listening to this. I don't think we have our answer yet. It's going to depend how the next 11 games go. And I know that's not fun podcasting. It's not fun content creation. You got to come on with conviction and have a take and stand by it. Even if it's wrong, I'm right. I'm always right because I'm the guy in front of the camera. I've been here for a while, but if you don't know by now, I do my absolute best to call it like I see it and be as pragmatic as humanly possible and give out scenarios as well as humanly possible. I don't think you could have your decision 6 weeks into the season. I don't. Now, if it continues for the next 11 weeks, 12 weeks with the bye to look the way that it has for the last 6, then yeah, I think Aaron Glenn will have to go. It would be really hard to justify bringing him back. If he keeps referencing the Detroit Lions, they started out horrible in 2021. If they come out of the bye, are playing better, win a couple of games, it starts to look like they're piecing things together, I think he's back. So that's really what it comes down to. And it's on this team and on this coaching staff to either piss or get off the pot, right? Like, show signs of figuring it out and win some games. Or if you don't, and it's just more of this and you're 0-17 at the end, well, then it's not going to work. I think that's the harsh reality of this situation. We will get into your voicemails, but first, our sponsor, we are brought to you by Sleeper. Think you know football? Then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app. Pick more or less on your favorite players with more stats than any other daily fantasy app. Just choose 2 or more of your favorites from pregame, or you could do it live while the game is going on. Pick more or less from the predicted stats, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. If your picks win, use promo code O'Leary, and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. There's a new offer that they're doing now as well, a free $20 no deposit required promo. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. All right, let's do it. Let's get into your voicemails this week. Let's vent our frustration, Jet fans. It's time. Let it out. It's all okay. Liam from Staten Island's up first.
Hey, Matt. Liam from Staten Island here. I think the game can be summarized in one word. Why? Why did that whole drive at the end of the first half? What was that about? Why don't you take a field goal to try to win the game? Instead, you send an offense that's done nothing out to try to get a 4th and 8. Why do you keep calling run plays to start drives? I mean, how many drives were run, sack, punt? It just unfathomable levels of stupidity from this team for the umpteenth consecutive week. I don't understand it. I feel like the players would be better off with no coaching staff. Just let them sort of figure it out, backyard football style. I don't understand what they're doing, but it's getting to the point where it's like, where's the improvement? The defense looked better.
Yeah.
Sorta. The special teams unit was great.
Yep.
But the offense is just getting worse and worse week after week. Justin Fields does not look like the answer at all. He's not proving anything to the team or the fans that he's the long-term solution.
Nope.
So I guess it's a good thing we lost. We keep that number 1 pick for another week, even though we'll somehow screw that up. But, yeah, you just please try and give me a reason for why they did what they did today. I can't wrap my head around any of it. But as always, go Jets.
Yeah, thanks for the call. I wish I had an answer for you. It was embarrassing what happened at the end of the first half, and Aaron Glenn's reasoning was not good. And I thought Garrett Wilson had a justified reaction going off the field because they were playing that game not to lose, which is a very, very big red flag for a head coach. He was coaching scared because the week before they made a mistake. They fumbled, and the Cowboys capitalized with 2 touchdowns before the half. Instead of going, you know what, we're going to try to get points before the half, get the ball and double up. They go, we're only down 4 going into the half. That's okay. We could survive that. You're playing scared. You're playing scared is what it is, and it's not. It's not good. That's not how you're supposed to coach. And that is maybe the biggest difference between him and Dan Campbell right now. Dan Campbell, they were bad, but he wasn't coaching afraid. He was like, I got house money here. We're going for it on 4th down. I'm trying to win games here. That's Aaron Glenn's going, I'm trying not to lose games. And every single week they're losing games. Evan, South Carolina.
Oh, hey, Matt. It's Evan from South Carolina. I'm sure you just got done watching that, just like I did. My wife looked over at me after that last play and said, honey, why do we support this team? No idea. Man, defense even had it clicking a little bit, held Denver to 13. We fixed one mistake but can't fix the other. I don't get it, man. It's like little things. We kept the penalties to a minimum, it felt like, but I think the thing that killed us here was the guy that's actually been putting up numbers. It's been Justin Fields holding on to the ball too long. They showed replays, and they're like, oh, look, he's got 4 open receivers. I know. We do one thing wrong, can't get the others right. Whatever. We work on it all week, fix it, and bam, the one thing that's going right goes wrong. I don't know, man. Are we in tank mode? What goes on here? I don't know. I don't know if I want us to get another win the rest of the season. I have no idea. But I'm still going to wear this dumb green and white jersey the rest of the season and root for the failure that we all know and love. Appreciate it, Matt. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.
I can't even take the positives out of this game, which to be fair, there were some things that they did better and improved at. But the way that they lost, it's so frustrating that, they only had 2 penalties. We should be celebrating that. You can't. The defense improved. They only gave up 13 points. Jarvis Brownlee's flying around. Jermaine Johnson comes back and has a sack in this game and looks good. And we can't celebrate that. Kiko Mauangoa looked like a real NFL linebacker. He played well in this game against Denver. Can't celebrate that. Kene Nwanu came back, had a huge return in this game. The punter, Austin McNamara, is a star. He might be the best player on the team, which is sad. Can't celebrate it. Nick Folk doing his job every week. Can't celebrate it. Dude, it's bad. It's so bad. Jeff from Virginia.
Hey, Matt, it's Jeff calling in from Virginia. Haven't called in about a year, and I'm not usually someone who says this, but man, one and done. I'm done with Aaron Glenn. This guy is clueless. He has no idea what he's doing. What was that at the end of the half? What was that at the end of the game? I can't stand it anymore. And you know what's going to happen? We all know it as fans, okay? Now, look, this isn't a fantastic quarterback class, but you know we have to take one. The Saints are going to win just enough games to get ahead of us. The Browns are going to win just enough games to get ahead of us. And we'll end up with, like, the third best quarterback. Okay, but anyway. So we're going to end up taking a quarterback in this draft. And you know what else is going to happen? We're going to keep Aaron Glenn another year, okay, in this pathetic coaching staff that it is. Seriously. And we're going to have a rookie quarterback into the system, which, you know what? For once, it would be nice to have a quarterback going into a system, an offensive system that is already a year into establishment. But you know what's going to happen? The coaching staff's going to get fired after next year, and there we go. The typical situation of a quarterback having a rookie year, one head coach, and then a second head coach his second year. I can't stand it anymore. Let's just end this disaster right freaking now and bring in an experienced coach. I've had it, but I love what you're doing, Matt, and all you guys. We're in this together. We've suffered for a long time. I'm sick of it. Let's end it. Bye.
Yeah, good call. And that's kind of what I was saying in the open there, right? Like, bro, can it really be that bad? Oh, God. You draft a quarterback, let's say in the top 3. We'll be generous and say, if it's not the first pick, top 3. And after year 1, oh no, you got to fire the coach and we got to try to find a new coach. Oh, why is it always difficult? Why can it never be easy? Last night, watching the Falcons, who no one thought would be good this year. Jeff Ulbricht's got that defense playing lights out. Josh Allen in a blender against the Jeff Ulbricht defense. Seen that one before. Seen that movie a couple times. It never ends. Scott, Montana.
Hi, Matt. Scott from Montana.
What's up, man?
Boy, we just continue to find different ways to lose football games. Today, the defense was certainly not to blame. They played much better. Only 2 penalties on the game for the entire team. No turnovers. We even forced a turnover. If you had told me those things before the game started, I would have thought maybe we won. But nope, the offense did absolutely nothing today to help us.
Yep.
82 yards on offense, 9 sacks. Our play calling, some of our decisions off what we were doing at the end of the first half with our time management and I have no idea. I don't think anyone has any idea what the intent was there. We burned a timeout in the fourth quarter just to come back out and punt the football.
So stupid.
And then, our play calling is so predictable. Can we try something different? Can we run a screen pass? Can we play action and roll out Justin Fields? Can we try and end the round? Or we drafted that Smith kid. Can we at least throw him a deep ball and try to get the defense to back up a little bit? And then Fields, he's certainly not the future. He just holds the ball too long. I'm not even that down on Fields. We knew what we were getting when we brought him in, but he's certainly not the future either. We've got to do something at quarterback. Either draft one, trade for somebody, and then they're considering trading Breece Hall, one of the few bright spots we do have on offense. I don't know. Sometimes when I think we take some steps forwards defensively today and cleaning up penalties, we just step back in other areas. All right, Matt. Thanks for all you do. We'll see you.
Yeah, thanks for the call. It's just I don't almost know what to say to that. you bring up some good suggestions for the offense, right? Like Fields clearly didn't have it as a drop back passer. He took nine sacks. His average time to sack was like nearly 4 seconds. It's just craziness is what it is. Roll them out. Design runs. Someone's got to be in his ear saying, if it's not there in 2 seconds, go. Right? Either get the ball out. If it's not there on the first read, go. Run. You're Justin Fields. Make plays happen. And he was just standing back there and taking hit after hit after hit. And they had absolutely zero plan. With Brees, I said in the video yesterday, a part of me understands it if, you're not going to re-sign him and you want to get something for him. This offense is going to look like an absolute joke without it. It's going to be Isaiah Davis and Khalil Herbert running the ball. God help us all. Neil, Jersey City.
Hey, what's up, Matt? This is Neil from Jersey City football as well. Just watched your post-game reporting after this pitiful performance, another one on the year. I mean, it's just pathetic, man, at this point. And it has been, of course. But, how many times do we see other teams in the same situation the Jets are in, right? Like, just need a field goal to win the game, get in the field goal range. And they do it, right? Like, we saw the Buccaneers do that, go right down the field against us week 3, And granted, I'm not comparing Baker or Fields to Baker Mayfield. I know that's apples to oranges. But, point being, Steelers do the same thing week 1, right? Like, other teams, they find a way. And this team, all they had to do, to your point, is go like 15, 20 yards, get Folk in field goal range, at least have a chance.
Yep.
Can't even do it. It's just Fields just can't process or read a defense. It's just so frustrating, man. And what kills me too is you got Rodgers doing his thing now with the Steelers. What are they, like 4-1 now? He looks good, right? But and of course we know his pedigree, has been great all of his career except the 2 years with the Jets, right? And it's just crazy, man. It just feels like I'm not really one to believe in curses and what have you, but this franchise is just cursed, man. I don't know how else to make heads or tails of it. It's really Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong with this team. If it's not the defense, the offense can't move the ball. Musters negative 10 net passing yards in the game. That's pathetic. We could do better than that.
We did on our couch.
Glenn's halftime or before halftime decision to not do anything and just go into the half like that without even taking a shot downfield. I'm really losing confidence in him too, and I really do like everything he talks about and wanting to be this hard-nosed and football squad and discipline and needing to clean up penalties and this and that. And the fact that he seems to hold guys accountable, but the decision-making has been suspect at best, and this team is still undisciplined. Today was better with the penalties. Defense looked a lot better for sure, but they can never play a whole game of football just clean and poised and come out with a win. Just really disappointing, and frankly, I'm tired of it. Thanks. Take care.
Yeah, I don't blame you for being tired of it. I think we're all tired here, and it's good to have, this community of Jet fans that we have here. I think it really helps. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong is pretty much the perfect definition of this football team. And it's been like that for a long time, for a really long time. But this year, offense looks great week 1, defense horrible. You're out of it, whatever, in the next game. This week, you finally get an opportunity. No penalties, defense looks good. You get a turnover, still lose. What can you even say? Oh, and Garrett Wilson, by the way, is not playing for the next 2 weeks. So Justin Fields couldn't throw the ball with Garrett Wilson this week. What's it going to look like the next 2 when Garrett Wilson's on the sideline with an injury? Wes from Buffalo.
Hey, this is Wes from Buffalo. This is a few hours removed from the game, about almost 12, because I'm watching the Sunday night game. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about our current state going forward, watching the Lions play, and every comparison is with the Lions right now. So I had the thought of, what is our current situation? And while the game stunk, mostly because of our offense. The thing that has me have faith is that Brownlee played well. And the reason why that led me to have faith is it really makes me believe that it is a roster problem right now. It is Glenn doesn't have the guys yet that he wants, and it might take 2 or 3 seasons to get there. But from my perspective, the people that he's brought in, aside from Fields, and you can argue Stevens, but he had first bad couple games, and then we can all say that he started to do better. But then Harrison Phillips and Briggs came in. They've been doing good enough for like filling in as depth pieces. Then we have Brownlee coming in, who actually finally feels like he is solid on the other side, like he has something solid on the other side for a corner. And starting to think that maybe if we just give this organization and regime time to get those guys in, that we might do well. And I hope that we'll be able to start winning games, although I don't think it's going to be losing this roster. So, might be in it for the long haul, but as always, and we'll all be here together. Go Jets.
Thank you, Wes. I hear what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree. If they go 0-17, he might not get that opportunity for year 2 and year 3 to get his guys in here. So they got to figure out a way to get some wins for Aaron Glenn's sake, right? Like, I'm not going to tell a fan how to fan. Like, I just can't do it. And if you want to root for losses to the number 1 pick, that's fine. If you want to see this team win, also fine. Feel however you want to feel. For Aaron Glenn's sake, if you want Aaron Glenn to be here and be the answer, they got to figure out a way to win 4 of their last 11 games. Show some signs of progress. Even if you start 0-8 and you get to the bye 0-8 and you come back, you have 9 games left. If you go 4-5, that might be enough to be like, hey, there's some optimism about how you close this season. But if they just roll over and die, he's not going to get a chance to bring his guys in. He's not. And for his sake, I don't want to see that happen. I like Aaron Glenn. I think he's a good guy. And I think that right now he looks in over his head. But I hope he figures it out. I am rooting really, really hard for Aaron Glenn. I don't want to see him go 1 and done or whatever. Because he's one of our own. It's not some random guy like Adam Gase. Nobody gave a shit if he went 1 and done or when he got fired. Or rooting for the tank for him, because everyone hated that hire. But for Aaron Glenn, one of the better Jets corners in Jets history, good dude, was here when they sucked and then here when they turned it around. I want that guy to be the answer, but he's got to win games to keep his chances alive. Jake from Jersey.
What's up, Matt? Sure, you're gonna get a million calls. I'm just going to say, last week I was the one who called in about Justin Fields' processing time, and it's even worse now. It looked like he was so scared to throw the football. In all honesty, man, I'm sure he'll have a couple more games at least, but I'm over it. Unfortunately, I am. I'm not trying to be a guy who's out quick, but you can clearly see, I feel like been the story of his career. The consistency, 1, and then 2, holding onto the ball forever. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. Great guy, but not the guy. I guess the best way to say it. That being said, I would honestly let him play for a while and lose out. I was never a tank guy. I could never root for that. I still can't, but Fernando Mendoza at 1 looks great. There's a couple QBs that are starting to look pretty solid for this draft class, and I think that's the way we go. The coaching, too, the last game really wasn't great. Again, I'm really really pulling for Glenn here, but the end of that first half, what are you doing? And then on top of that, just some of it's very, very, very conservative, it seems like. We have Arian Smith, a great burner. Throw 1 deep ball, please. 1st and 10. Just throw a deep shot, just to let them know you'll do it. It's just ridiculous. But again, I don't want Glenn to be gone. To be honest, I'd like to see them draft their guy. But if we go 0-16, it's hard to stay. But I don't think 1 and done will be in the cards. But who knows? Depends if Woody's on Twitter or not, I guess. But
He is.
yeah, man. What do you think about that? Do you think he'll be one and done? If we can pick a quarterback right now, who would it be? Would it be Mendoza? But yeah, man. I don't even know what to say anymore. We'll probably lose the next 3 games as well. Very negative here. Go Jets.
No, I don't blame you for being very negative. I really don't. And with how this team has looked, how could you possibly blame anyone for being negative about how this team has looked so far? There's a reason why I did the watch videos for all the quarterback matchups that we had on Saturday in the college football slate. And that was before the bad Justin Fields performance. But with how this team's played, they have the number 1 pick in the draft. No one sees them winning anytime soon. Time to start looking at the quarterbacks. And I like Fernando Mendoza. I don't think that's a bad option. There's going to be plenty more of that. Mock Draft Monday will be back before we know it. All right. Thank you for the call. We have James up next from Jersey.
Yo, what's up, Matt? This is James from Brick, New Jersey. I wanted to throw a scenario out there, get your thoughts on it. It's definitely a little bit out there, but I've been thinking, about this team and the quarterback situation and, how it's been all these years, and it just feels like the Jets always struggle to find their franchise quarterback. They tried these quick fixes like Rodgers and Fields, but they never really draft a quarterback and develop them the right way. So my thought was we've seen a couple teams do this in recent history. I was thinking the Jets go out there this year and they take 2 quarterbacks in this draft because it's a very deep draft when it comes to the quarterbacks. We saw Cleveland do it last year with Dylan Gabriel and Sanders. We've seen the Washington Redskins actually did it when they took RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft. Something that I was thinking about, man, we're probably going to have a top 3 pick this year. So, I think obviously that pick is going to have to be used on a quarterback. But what if we traded back into the first round and took another one of those quarterbacks and give them a quick hook next year? If the first guy doesn't pan out and the season's starting to slip away on us, you got 2 options from this year's quarterback class ready to go, and I mean, to me, it seems like a pretty foolproof plan. Like, you got to think one out of the 2 guys is going to hit. So I know it's pretty out there. It's a interesting scenario, but let me know your thoughts on that. Thanks.
Yeah, with the mid-round guys, I feel like your chances of hitting on that is pretty low. Like, do I think Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders are going to be long-term answers for the Browns? No. I think if they finish with the number 1 overall pick, they might take a Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, whoever they view as the number 1 guy. RG3 and Kirk a little different, and RG3 the injuries, but he was a 2nd overall pick, and they took Kirk in the 4th round, somewhere around that, and it worked out. He ended up being a good quarterback, for them, and has had a really long career. I don't know. I don't think it's something that I think they need to do. Would I go ballistic if they take a quarterback in the first round and then take another one on day 3? No, I wouldn't, because I don't think there's like Tyrod's contract expires after the end of the year. Don't think Brady Cook is a good quarterback. And you'd still have Justin Fields, but if they want to carry 3 quarterbacks, you could do it. We've seen plenty of teams carry 3 quarterbacks. That scenario, I'm okay with it. But like foregoing quarterback in the first round and your plan being we're going to take a quarterback in the 3rd and 5th round and try to figure it out that way, that I'm not in for. That I'm definitely not in for. We got Peter from the beautiful Hudson Valley up next.
Hey, Matt. It's Peter calling from the beautiful Hudson Valley after this rainy Monday. Gee, a nor'easter where we don't get snow because it wasn't cold enough, thank God. Anyway, I think the rain is the echo of the Jets' tears. Fans still crying after the team has fallen to 0-6. I'm kind of glad I was working and making money as opposed to watching that SHIT of a game and the lack of great decisions on the coaching staff's part and the lack of any real offense. because certainly the defense and special teams played really well overall. And I know it'll be the type of thing that Coach Glenn and even Coach Sal and others have said. It's awfully difficult to win in the NFL, and it's awfully difficult to sustain winning in the NFL. But give yourself a chance to win and don't make stupid decisions. Holy cow. I would have broken my TV if I'd had to watch that game. Or clawed my eyes out or something. God. Having gotten the full context of it after the fact, watching your videos and others, now at least I understand why so many people were frustrated with the way that game went. You gave it away. You had chances. You know, these barn burners that the Jets play with the Broncos every year, where it's mostly close unless they go up to Denver and crush them. But anyway, I'll comment a little bit on the Jermaine Johnson trade rumors. I don't want to see it happen either. When you have such a severe lack of depth at edge, why would you trade one of your best edge players?
Yeah.
Trade, you know, Alan Lazard to the Steelers for a ham sandwich, for Christ's sake. I don't care about that. Gee,
Right.
maybe then Stone Smart could see the field as a big slot and maybe make a contribution on this team since he's done nothing since he's been there. That was been a question this week, you know, where we're going to actually see him on the field. Anyway,
Jelani Woods.
That's my commentary on this week's game. Hopefully they play better against Carolina. We'll see. Go Jets.
Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call, Peter. Yeah, right. And you bring up like no Garrett this week too. So if there was ever a time to get creative with your receiving plan, it's now. It's now. We know Mason Taylor is going to be involved. He's been involved in the offense the last few weeks, but Arian Smith, Brandon Smith, dare I say Jamal Pritchett, Jelani Woods, Stone Smart. They got to do something. Their plan can't be, you know what? We're going to go 3 wide with Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson, and Alan Lazard. And we're just going to try to run a normal offense. They can't run a normal offense. Number one, they don't have a quarterback to run a normal offense. And number two, you don't have the playmakers to run a normal offense. Get creative. Can we see Arian Smith? He's got 4 catches on the year. Take a shot downfield. They tried it once. It wasn't a huge shot down the field, but Justin Fields, probably his longest attempt of the day was a throw to Arian Smith. It didn't connect, but they got to do something different to try to just try to make something work with this offense, because it could actually look worse the next 2 weeks without Garrett, and that's a very, very scary thought. Our friend Travis is up next.
Hey, Matt. Love you, buddy. Travis from Ohio. Hey, I remember calling in, 2001 draft year, and saying Justin Fields over Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has won us way more games than Justin Fields.
Unfortunately, yes.
And I don't know. Justin Fields, it's not like we would have developed him back then either. We haven't developed anybody since Namath. But, I don't know. If we would have got a hold of him back then, we would have ruined him. He's ruined now. Just, at this point, let Brady cook. That's where I'm at. Just
crank up the tank to 100.
We know what Tyrod is. We know what Justin is. Let Brady Cook get it in there.
Oh, my God.
We cut Martinez. It ain't getting better. It's only getting worse. They ain't bringing in reinforcements. We're going to be sellers.
Yep.
See what we got with what we have and load up tank. Who cares? We're 0-6. Like I said. Anyway, love everybody. Go Jets. Kinda-ish.
Thank you, Travis. Really appreciate it there. Oh, my God. Yeah, that is just, he's all the way full tank. And I don't, again, like I said, I don't blame anyone who, if that's where you are right now. I don't think Brady Cook would be very good. I think it'd be similar to watching Luke Falk get starts in 2019. But yeah, we don't know what he is. You know what Fields is. You know what Tyrod is. If they were trying to win games or trying to win this most recent game against Denver, I think the plan, what you try to do, is go to Tyrod at the half. That's what I would have liked to see. But they didn't. and they just couldn't get the 15 yards needed to win a game. PG's up next.
Hello, Matt O'Leary. PG from Long Island here. Thank you for taking the call. So Justin Fields absolutely sucked ass in this game.
Yes.
I mean, he just sucked ass. And it was so bad, I was thinking maybe we call Miami and see if we can trade for Zach Wilson. I mean, that's how bad as he's playing. But I don't put all the money in him. I think Aaron Glenn may be in over his head. I was, like many people, in favor of the hire, thought it was a good hire, had the credentials, did the right things, said the right things at press conferences, preseason, had a good training camp where he did some good things, but he has been just, I don't know, just horrible. I mean, starting with Justin Fields this game, Justin Fields sucking ass. Fucking sucking ass. And you don't bench him? You preach accountability all this time, but you're not going to bench this guy? Why? You owe it to your defense, who's playing well finally.
Yep.
To try and get a win, but he doesn't want to do that. Again, he preaches accountability, and he doesn't. He really doesn't live up to it. He's been out X and O'd every game, out schemed every game. Maybe this one the defense wasn't, but again, Denver was kind of playing a very conservative offense because they had no respect for the Jets offense
They
themselves. So that debacle at the end of the first half, never saw anything like that. I mean, really, just you decide, we just didn't want them to get the ball. Well, how about you go in, like guys talk about every week on TV? You can score points at the end of the half, get the ball back at the first half, and score twice in a row. But no, he's more concerned about not letting Denver get the ball back. I mean, it's just a shit show. And listen, you hate to see a guy go one in and out. You don't want to see it, but at the same time, as a Jets fan, if you have a bad coach in place, get rid of him sooner than later. Instead of waiting 2 or 3 years of bad coaching, you seize a bad coach, let Muji hire somebody else. Don't want to see that. Want to see him turn it around. Want to see him show some signs of improvement. But if he doesn't, cut the cord early, cut your losses. Anyway, Matt O'Leary, as always, go Jets.
Something that PG said here really stood out to me, which is if you want to preach the accountability, you got to do it for your defense. And the defense has let them down so much this year. And when they step up and have a really good game, you're not going to give your team a chance. And that's not to say that you can't go back to Justin Fields the previous week. You could have said, we'll play the game. They go to halftime and they go to Tyrod Taylor and they win this game 16-13 or wherever the hell it was, right? You go, obviously, Justin didn't have it today. We're going to evaluate things going forward. But I tried to do what I thought was best for my team to win the game. Monday press conference, we're going to go back to Justin Fields. Tyrod came in, did his job, got us a win. We're confident that Justin Fields is going to bounce back and be fine going forward. Simple. It's as simple as that. You're going to go down with the ship for Justin Fields? It's a bold strategy. It's a very bold strategy. We close with Vic from Florida.
Matty, Vic from Florida calling in on a Tuesday morning, a victory list Tuesday morning, that is. Ah, man. Well, another week, 0-6. Listen, I'm convinced. I don't know. I'm convinced that it's all some sort of conspiracy plan, there's no way our coaching staff and our team we're this bad. There's obviously we are, but we're trying to lose. The decisions week after week after week after week that this team makes, this coaching staff makes, are just inexcusable. Obviously, you've probably gotten 45 call-ins about halftime. I'm convinced. There's no question, really, Matt. Again, I'm just venting. I appreciate your time.
Sure.
I just trade everybody. Start from scratch. I don't know. We need a quarterback. Put Tyrod Taylor in, but he'll probably win us some games. So then maybe we're not tanking if we put Tyrod Taylor in. Maybe we are just wanting to go 0-17, 1-16, get the first overall pick and flip this thing around. But it's going to be a long year, bro. It's not even freaking mid-October yet, and I'm already over it. I don't even want to tune in. All right, my question to you, what do we look for? Is there anything that we can look forward to on Sunday afternoons to watch our New York Jets, other than the freaking debacle that we watch every other week with our horrible coaching staff, our immature players that just make mistake after mistake after mistake, and our quarterback that just looks like some sort of running back that can, this is hysterical. It's horrible. It's just, I can't even talk. I'm at a loss for words. I had points for this call, but they're all out the window.
No, just vent
like
it.
our offensive call sheet. It's so elementary. It's bad. Anyway, have a great week. Wait till next year. JETS, just end the season.
Just end the season. 11 more weeks to go. We'll have a preview tomorrow on Thursday when that comes out for this game against the Carolina Panthers. But you're right. It's with how they've looked, it could very well be an excruciating finish. 2020 style. I don't want to watch the 2020 Jets over again. That was bad once enough, and that was a 2-14 year. That feels like the direction that this year is going, though. So strap in, not even halfway through. But you know what helps me? You guys calling in. You guys calling in, getting to talk to Jet fans, comment, the community that we have online of Jets fans. The team stinks. They've been bad for a long time. Yet they are some of the most, Jet fans are some of the most loyal fans in any sport. Any sport. Look how many people went overseas to watch this disgraceful football team. Or the people overseas in the UK that are Jets fans for some reason, right? Like, I feel like football in England and in Europe and overseas, like that's become a more newer, popular thing. And the Jets have been bad for the last 15 years, and they still have a strong international fan base. It's remarkable. It really is remarkable. So thank you, one, for listening, but two, for all the support that you not only give me, but this football team that probably doesn't deserve it. Guys, that'll do it for me in this one. I'm Matt O'Leary. Thank you for hanging out. I'll catch you next time.